Happy Sunday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 481. It is Sunday, April 19th, 2026. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I have a super wow card for you tonight, and it's actually pretty easy to make, but when I first started playing with it, I was like, huh? But so I'm here to help you. I'm going to put you down at the table in just a second. If you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away, and I'll let you know when I am done messing around with camera. So hold on. So there you go. So as I said, it is the weekend, and hi, Tina. Welcome. So hopefully you had a nice weekend. You know, we had like 70 to 80 degree days this past week, and it's in the 30s the last 2 days. I'm like, Mother Nature is just having an issue. She needs to, I saw somebody wrote, Mother Nature needs hormone therapy. I thought that was just funny. Like, yeah, happy Sunday. I am glad to be here. I have a stamp set that I'm excited to share with you guys that I just got. And it's going to be one that I'm going to be featuring at the Stampin' event in April. In July. All right, so again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page at Stampin' for Joy. My YouTube page is Joy A. Borwedge. My online store is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. I have an email that if you would like to be added to my email list, it's penguinz33@outlook.com. And that is for anybody who wants to be invited to my stamp camps, the Stampin' events, the virtual events, things like that. Any notifications that Stampin' Up! Sends out. I wasn't able to get it out in time to send a message about the 2 times the rewards. But hopefully on Thursday, when you watch the Facebook Live, you got a chance to hear about it. And I also have a Facebook page, Stampin' for Joy. So what happens is I record this live video on my Joy Borwedge page, and then I take that and I download it. Sherry, hi. I download it to my YouTube page and my Facebook page. Then I take a picture of today's project, and then I put it on my Instagram page, and then I also put it on my Facebook page. So there's different ways for you to see it, and I also put it on my Pinterest page. I always forget to talk about that. I have a Pinterest page as well. And I got some happy mail, and Irene sent me this beautiful card, and it is for Easter. And she sent me a picture of her puppy, and this is, I think it's Pippa. Let's see, did she sign it? Yep, Peanut. That's Peanut. So that is the Easter card that Irene sent. And then she also gave me a bookmarker. So by his power, God raised the Lord from the dead, and he will raise us also. Corinthians. So thank you, Irene, for this beautiful card. How are you doing? It's good to see you, Sherry. Yeah, glad you caught me too. Let's talk about some stuff going on. Okay, so this catalog and this catalog have a few weeks until it runs out. And what that means is that Stampin' Up! Is coming out with a new catalog. And if you've been a customer of mine and you have placed an order since January 2025 and through March 30th, I think it was, you would be getting a catalog in the mail, the new one. And so hopefully you have one. So what Stampin' Up! Is going to be doing is they're taking the annual catalog and the mini catalogs and they're combining them. And so then it's only 3 publications once a year. And that way you're not trying to figure out, well, is it from the online store? Is it from the holiday mini? Is it from the annual catalog? So Stampin' Up! Is making it a little bit easier, but there are things that are in here that are on the retiring list. And the retiring list, I've been around for a really long time. It's now called the last chance list. And if you're put on the last chance list, you're not going to be restocked. And so what is retiring for the in colors would be Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, and Petunia Pop. Now those colors, hi Kimberly, welcome. Those colors are the outgoing in colors. So that means that they're on the last chance list. A lot of the re-inkers is gone. I haven't had a chance to look at the what do they call it? The things that are the discontinued list. I haven't had a chance to see what's on the list, discontinued list, but a lot of these products are going to be on there. Also, some of the things that are from the Spring Mini catalog is on there. The Sunshine and Tulips is on the last chance list. Now, this sweet collection called Lovely and Beautiful. Now, this stamp set was put on the last chance list along with its dies, but the stamp set just went out. So it's completely gone. I will be selling mine at the stampinevent.com coming up. And then this one is actually moving over to the new catalog. And the ephemera pack, that's going on the last chance list. And the gems are still available. The ribbon is on the last chance list. And the designer series paper is still available. So I suspect that those extras will be in the online exclusives until they sell out. I'm not sure. I'm waiting to see. Okay, then we also, like I said, have the online exclusives. So the January one is still, a lot of the product is still around. And the March one, we're going to be playing with the Rolling Waves bundle. And that's from the March online exclusives. And hopefully it sticks around for a while. And this one has a lot of things in there that are just, they keep running out. The Cutest Crew is hard to keep in stock. And the Delicate Dreams is hard to keep in stock. And so the Rolling Waves and the Help Me Grow. So it's pretty fun to kind of watch these things. Now, this is the May online exclusives. And if you're in the United States, you get a chance to purchase Winnie the Pooh and Family. But I did not get that just because I'm limited on the things that I am purchasing, and that is not one of them. Stampin' Up! Came out with 2 new kits, and they are available in the kit section of the online store. And this one here is called the Painted Skies kit, and this coordinates with a new suite that's coming out in the new catalog. And for me, saying the annual catalog is going to be hard to not say it. So if I say it by accident, it's the new catalog. It's not the new annual catalog. Because like I said, everything is going to be lasting for 3 months. So it's a trimester catalog. All right. I'm sorry, 4 months. We're going to get 3 catalogs each for 4 months. There we go. Now I could say it right. The trimester catalog. Okay, and then the Sunniest Stories scrapbooking kit. So if you're new to scrapbooking, this might be kind of fun to check it out. And maybe you might have some grandkids that would like to help you put it together. That would be fun. Nieces and nephews. daughters and sons, maybe getting a ladies' night together with a bottle of wine or whatever you like to partake in beverages. You can even serve Kool-Aid if you want. Just kidding. And so that's a new scrapbooking kit. And again, in the online kit selection. Okay, and then we have the kit that is, or sorry, the retreat that's coming up. And this new, this one, it's got things stuck together. So we have the virtual retreat coming up, and that is April 19th through May 2nd. And so what this is you're going to be making 10 double-page scrap layouts, or 2-page scrap layouts. In the process of making a 10-spread album using the 2026 Virtual Album Retreat Happiness is Here kit. That's a lot of words. But it's $250, and people are like, ooh, it's $250, but you're getting everything to make 10 2-page spreads. That's 20 plus the stamp sets, plus the greetings, everything. Then Stampin' Up! Is going to send you a link to the exclusive Facebook group where they'll stream it, and then they'll also have a cutting kind of a day designated to cut, so that when you get to April 29th, then you'll have everything cut, ready to go, and you can either put it together or you can watch it and then tweak it later. So here are some things that you're going to be making. And now there are some people that actually don't scrapbook, but certainly buy the kits to make cards with. So, I mean, that's kind of a fun way to go. All right, and then the last thing that I want to bring up is the product of the month. Now, the product of the month is when you place an order and the subtotal is $75 in the online store, and a little banner comes across and says, would you like to purchase this product of the month for only $5? And that is a great way to, get something every month for a really low price, and it's exclusive. So check that out. And then one last thing. I kind of brought up the stampinevent.com is coming up, so save the date. But let me show you. I'm going to do a flyby, and I'm giving you a little warning. So this is going to be one of the cards that I'm going to be featuring. It's a fun fold, and it's using the Moonlit Flora Sweet Collection. And so here it comes. All right, there you go. That is your flyby. And so registration is open now. So save the date. And again, it is Saturday, July 18th. You'll get to make 16 handmade cards. Then the virtual event is going to be Saturday, July 25th. Now, this one is in person. Okay, so if you are in town in Minnesota and you would like to go, or make a weekend trip out of it, there are some ladies that drive up from Iowa and come and then go to the Mall of America the rest of the time. So, yeah, we have a lot of fun. So this one's in person. You make 16 cards. And the virtual Stampin' event is the .com is, I don't think the registration's open yet for that one, but that is, again, Saturday 25th. And put that date in your calendar, and you'll make 8 different cards. So there we go. I better put that back there so I don't lose my date. Okay, guys. Again, if you do not have a demonstrator that you're if you don't have a demonstrator that you're working with and you would like me to be your demonstrator, contact me at penguinz33@outlook.com and I can mail you a catalog. Now, as you see here, I have actually tabbed my catalog. So I purchased these things are like my main stamp sets, and then everything in here, I can't show you the inside, but you're going to like the layout of this one. So I put paper, designer series paper, the color collections, the index, tools and ink, adhesives, and embellishments. So I tab those so that when I do Facebook Lives and I'm able to show the inside, then I can find it a lot faster rather than having to page through it, which I don't mind doing, but you know. Okay, so we are going to be featuring the Rolling Waves. Yeah, I had that right. The Rolling Waves bundle, and we're also using the Stylish Shapes, which are currently in the annual catalog on page 107. I love those dies. And then these dies were, I had to make a cheat sheet for them because I was trying to figure out how in the world am I going to put this together. So let me show you what I did with this new way that we're doing things, just because we're doing new things. And this has been around for a little while, and the new packaging. And so what I've done is I have taken the lid, the lid, and I put it inside here, okay? And then I have taken a little punch, and this way, all I have to do is go in and grab my stamps. Now, the flimsy part of the stamp is, for me, facing up, okay? And then the stronger plastic is the facing down. So what I've done is I have taken a Sharpie and I've outlined where everything is. So you could see I have 1, 2, 3, 4 things missing from the stamp set. So when I'm designing, I will actually take this plastic off, okay, and I'll leave this open, and I'll stick this right in the front flap. So then that way I do not lose this plastic when I'm designing and accidentally throw it away. Then when I'm done, I put everything back in its spot, and when I'm still designing, okay, I actually leave it on top like this. So then that way I know where my stamps are. I know that I'm not going to stick something on it by accidentally, and then lifting it off. And then I don't have to have this piece open like this, taking up a lot of space from my table that I'm working on. And so this way I can leave this in here, put this in here once it's done, and then I can open, my finger can go in this little, open tab that I took I took a bite out with a punch and just put that in once I'm done. And then it sits up like this. So this is not going to fall out unless I whip it across the room, which, how many times do you whip stamps across the room? You don't. Okay, so then now the rolling waves, let me show you how I do that. I basically do the same thing. However, I leave this facing forward, okay, so I can see. Then I'll put my plastic lid inside over that so it doesn't come out. And then I take my dies and I trace them with, now Stampin' Up! Is coming up with a new gel pen, which you can use white if you have magnetic sheets, or I'm going to save my white gel pen for me stamping, but then I have these that are called Ink Joy by Papermate, and they are meant to go on dark papers to be seen. And so this is what I have done. So I outline everything where it goes. Now this is the shells and this is the stars, but I wanted to show you how the dies work, because once I started playing with this, I was like, huh? So here are the stamped images that have dies, okay? Then these items are standalones, as well as these. So these are the greetings plus the sand. And so, hoping your day is perfect, you're in my thoughts, happy birthday, bon voyage, and thank you. Now, this piece right here, I have fingernails. This piece cuts out this piece right here, okay? Then this piece cuts out this piece. And then this piece cuts out this piece. And then this piece cuts out this piece. So we're going to be using all of these today. And so I specifically used them in different colors just so that you could see how they work. So if you notice, kind of look like ears. Okay, I'm going to get out my people poker. So right here and right here match right here and right here, which match right here and right there. And then this one, it doesn't match nothing. So you can tell that this here is here, okay? And then I attached this piece to right here, so you can see that. And then this piece right here just kind of goes underneath, okay? So you could see how I put those different pieces together, and you'll see that done today. And so these items right here, you stamp and you can punch them out. And then the standalone items down here, we're going to be playing with. And it comes on one full sheet. Then these two is one piece. These stars are one piece as well. And then this one is a shell by itself. So there you go. Just wanted to kind of give you an overall guide as to what you can do with these rolling waves, because there's really not a user-friendly video really to watch on how to put these together. And so that's what I'm here for. Okay, so I'm going to take off my sweatshirt. I'm a little warm. Okay, so then while I'm going to take these and just slide those back in. And when I put these in my container, I put them like this. And then that way I can see at a glance what I need, because I don't like to stick these together, because what happens if I want to use the, I would say, you know, a different, if I wanted to use the sand in a different stamp set and then cut out the stars. You know, if they were like this, I would have to remember exactly what was in this and then flip it around to see what's in there. So no, I don't do that. And I like to see my dies full on strength, whereas this is what's in it, but it doesn't show you how big they are. So that's the reason why I kind of have it facing forward like that. Well, technically it's backwards for everybody else, but for me it's facing forward. So I just wanted to kind of give you a guide, and you can come back after. Now, if you don't have this stamp set, you're going to want to get it just because it's like the coolest thing ever. And we don't really have anything like it. All right, so I'm going to take my magnet or my dies, and I'm going to put them on my magnet sheet until I'm ready for them, because I do not wish to lose anything. All right, so I'm going to put those over there. Okay, and we're going to cut, or we're going to go to our items. Okay, so this piece is a basic white. It is 5.5 by 3.25. And then this piece, now these are kind of scraps, but I still wanted to give you a basic size. This is 2 by 1.25, basic white. And this is going to be for the greeting. It is 3 by 1. And this is for the shells. It is 4.25 by 1 3/8 of basic white. And then I have a piece of vellum, and that is 5.5 by 1.5. A piece of basic beige, and it is a 4 by 4 square. This is the inside, and it is 4 by 5.25. And this is our card base, and so it is 8.5 by 5.5. And then I scored it at 4.25. All right, so let me set that down like that so it stays. I'm going to take a drink. You're going to want to win this card, so I'm just letting you know now. And speaking of that, I got caught up. I stopped at the post office and I bought a bunch of stamps, and so I'm going to be shipping out Facebook Live winners. Tomorrow. So I got a whole bunch of cards going out. So I want to say thank you for everybody who does the thumbs up and who does the heart. That I appreciate so much. I appreciate you coming on Sundays and Thursdays and watching the Facebook Lives and interacting. And I appreciate you watching the replays if you can't make it, and sharing, and also going to my, what's it called? My YouTube page and doing the same thing. I have 83 people that follow me on YouTube, and I'd like to get that up to 100. And I know it's going to take a little while to get there, but I say thank you very much. Okay, so now that we have this, I like to get all the measurements and it to sit out for just a little bit, just so that it gives you a chance to come back in and find the place, pause it. Either A, you don't have this yet and you're going to get it and you want to recreate this, or B, you already have it and you're like, wow, I like that card. Okay, so what we're going to do, and let's see, we're also going to be using a water painter, the Pearls of Beauty, and the linen thread. So those are things that we're going to be using as well. And the Wink Estella, you know that. Okay, so what shall we do first? I think we're going to stamp this, and we're not going to do anything with that for a while. We're going to shade, and we're going to stamp that. We're going to die cut this one, and we're going to die cut this one. So let's see. I think we're good. And then this one's going to be stamped as well. Okay, so I'm just trying to get my my thoughts in order. Okay, so we're going to grab the Stampin' Pearson mat, because when you have, now this is distinctive. Distinctive means that it has the shading done already in it, and So you don't want to have like a super juicy card, because that will ruin the distinctiveness of it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, first of all, is I'm going to just stamp like that. And like that. We're just creating texture. Some of it might be darker than others. Some of it might be lighter than others. Some of it might be... And then we're going to decide what, side we want to use, because we might miss something. Okay. I think I like that. All right, so that's our sand, okay? And then this is going to be our sand for the inside of the card. So see what I mean? Carolyn, you did not miss much. We just started, and I stamped this and stamped this. But I did talk about the Rolling Waves dies and what they do. So you may want to go back and watch that in the beginning. So that's basically it. So not too much. All right, then we're going to put that back for now. And we're going to die cut this. And we're going to, I'm going to clean off my sand. Now this stamp can also work in the water part. So it does that too. All right, so then we're going to stamp Happy Birthday, and that is going to be in the new color Hydrangea Hue, and that is going to go tap, tap, tap. Now, they talk about tapping, all over. Don't tap just in the center. You want to tap all over, because otherwise you're going to develop that sinking. Look at that color, isn't it? Well, I guess because the sunlight is going over, it might look different than it does to me right now, but that's a beautiful color. All right, so we're going to wash that in just a little bit. Now, when I put my stickers on, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 stickers. So I put on my stickers. Okay, so this here says Hydrangea Hue. I put my Hydrangea Hue on there, and then I put it on here and on here. So then if you have, say, Reinker over here, you are not going to put in, say, Peaceful Pine in it, because you can read that it's Hortensia Honorable. Obviously, it's a different language, but you get the color gist of what color that is. So that's Hydrangea Hue. And we are now done, well, not completely done, but we're done enough with that. And then we're going to stamp our greeting, and that is going to be in Azure Afternoon. And, ooh, yeah. Hoping your day is perfect. So just tap, tap, tap. There we go. That is beautiful. And we're going to die cut that. And we're going to close that up for just for a little bit, because we're going to come back to that. I'm going to clean off using my chamois. Now, I've cut my chamois down. So if you've seen other demonstrations from other demos, you're like, why is that not so big? It's because I cut mine down. And I actually replaced the other one that I used since it came out, and I cut them because I have, stamp camps, which I haven't figured out yet. I forgot to do something because I added this last minute, thinking, oh, I forgot to do that. But I wanted to do that while it's not attached. All right, so this is kind of sand, and you may not be able to see too much of it because of the shading, but I wanted to get that in there. You can see some of the texture. And so we'll decide which side we want to use. If that's going to be our top and this is going to be our bottom, we'll decide. And then the inside of the sand, I wanted to put that on here too. Okay, so that is our sand, okay, for the inside of the card. And so now we'll close up Crumb Cake again, and then we're going to clean off the sand. Speak, 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 speak. Okay, so then now we're going to do some ink blending. And I forgot to cut I forgot another piece of basic white, and that is going to be so this is another it's like the inside. So we're going to have two that are 4 by 5 1/4. One for the inside and then one for the outside. I totally forgot about cutting that piece. Okay, so we're going to do some ink blending. And so we're going to do... Yeah, I need to die cut that out. Okay, so we have Coastal Cabana, and I'm going to leave the lid open just a little bit so I can put my handles that way. And then Azure Afternoon, and again, I'm going to do it that way. So then this way I can do it easier. And then I'm going to take Hydrangea Hue, and I'm going to put this on the bottom so that it sits on its lid, okay? And maybe not. Maybe I'll have it sit kind of halfway open. There we go. So then that way I have all the ink brush or all the blending brushes sitting on something so that they don't weeble wobble and get something messy. So we're going to have sand in our card, and we're going to die cut some of this off. Okay, so I'm not going to color the whole thing. Probably about like that. Okay. And you'll see why. I'm just going to take that line. I'm just going to kind of take a pen, and it doesn't matter that I'm actually marking that because it's going to get covered up. But I didn't want to color, I'm not going to waste ink and my time blending something that I'm not going to see. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the Coastal Cabana, grab some ink, and then just kind of do a little swirling. and then just gonna go where this is going to be different every single time you do this. And it can be as light or as dark as you want it. And this would be also fun for like a scrapbook page. So if you're traveling out of, say you're going to Florida and you got your grandkids with, or, you went on your honeymoon, things like that. This would be kind of fun to scrapbook. Or if you were doing something without the kids, hanging out by the beach, just a girls' weekend, that'd be kind of fun. Okay. We're just kind of getting that main blotchiness. Okay, so that is Azure Afternoon. Now I'm going to go in and do some Hydrangea Hue. Now I like to use my, I like to grab, have my ink pad next to my mat, and then I will hold it. And so that way I'm, not like having to stop and hold it with my hand. This is a dark color when you are doing that. You can always add color. You can't take it off. And you can always go back in and grab more color. Okay, I think I want to get a little bit more. I'm going to put that, I'm going to do a little bit more Azure. And a little bit more. Just going to go a little darker of the Coastal Cabana. All right. I think that looks good. Don't you think? A little bit more. Okay. A little bit more right there. Just using the ink that's already on there. I've been getting red-winged blackbirds coming to my bird feeder. And that is who is... And he has been courting his little lady, and she really wants nothing to do with him. And same thing with the, let's see, downy woodpecker. He was flying in the area of her, and then she would drop down a limb. And then he would raise up. Okay, I think I like that. Isn't that pretty? I'd like to visit that someday. Okay, we are going to close those ink pads up, and just in case I need to come back, I'm going to keep my brushes on their ink pads. Now, I don't have designated ink pads. Okay, so I'm actually going to take another piece of scrap paper because we're going to do ink blending, and I don't want to take the colors that are already on here and I don't want to mess the colors up. So this is just scrap paper that, so this one, the opposite side was, hey, if you place an order, you get double the rewards. So that's the sheet that was underneath there. So I'm reusing something that I would recycle. So I'm recycling it again. Okay, kind of done with that. Well, actually, let's do the technique right now, and that way it will allow us to dry. So we're going to take, this is a water painter, and this is in the annual catalog, and I am going to squeeze out water and I'm going to flick it. Just pick up water drops. And this is basic white. This is not watercolor paper, but it's not like I am going to drown it. And then I'm just going to let that sit for a second. And I'm just going to pounce on that, and you could see the water speckles. Maybe I want a little bit more. I might want a little bit kind of bigger blobs. There we go. Kind of like that too. There we go. And just paint that off. Okay. See, kind of giving that different water sprinkle look. And then, seeing as how we're sprinkling, might as well, yeah, we'll just hold up for a moment on that. We're just going to let this go to the side. Wait, we'll let that go there. And then we're going to ink up. Now, I just want to make sure that this is clean, because I'm just going to use one brush. And we're going to start out with Barely Blush. And again, you can do as dark as you want. You can do as light as you want. And you can flip it around. Okay, so that's Barely Blush. And we're going to do that on this one as well. Okay, so that's Barely Blush. So I'm just going to kind of rub that off. And it doesn't seem to have a lot of, hi Pauline, welcome. It doesn't have a lot of color going on left over. So then we're going to grab Crisp Cantaloupe. And I really do like these new ink pads. And just going to go to one side. Just a little bit darker than the pink. And I'm not brushing off, but that's okay because I do kind of like, Pauline, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. All right, so then I'm going to come over here and do okay, so then now I think we are done with the cantaloupe crisp cantaloupe. I don't know why I want to call it cantaloupe crisp. It's crisp cantaloupe. I'm just kind of taking off the color, okay? Because I'm just using three colors. This is Golden Glow. We're just doing some ink blending, getting some colors going. And then we can decide where we're going to stick our die cuts. Okay, so that is one. And then here's the other one. And this is just a perfect way to use up your scraps. Okay. There we go. So that is that. And then got those done. Okay, so far we have our nice. So this here is the water that we've done. And here are the stars and the shells that we're going to die cut. And let's see here. We're going to get the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And just trying to move things out of the way. Okay. So then now we're going to do, okay, so here are all the dies that we're using. Let's load up. So the stars and the shells. So the shells, actually, let's do it this way. Okay, and I'm just going to use some tape. Put that back on my, I have it, my roll hanging out there, and then that way, they, I know where my tape is and it's not running away from me. Because that can happen, you know. All right, so my stars. Okay, so okay. And then this is for the greeting. And This is using the Stylish Shapes. And so I want to make sure that this is straight. Hopefully it's straight. I mean, it's different, you know, when you're putting it, you know, doing your design before you, without a camera in front of your face, trying to get it straight. Oh, dang nabbit. Move it right there. I think we're straight now. We good? And we don't want to put it straight on. We want to put it at a diagonal. Okay, and let's see if we can get our waves. Let's see if we can get our waves. I'm going to put this over here because it's skinnier. And then put this over here because that's not a straight thing. Okay, then we're going to do this one. And I'm going to do, I'm going to take, this here is a fabric softener sheet. And I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to rub it on here. And not that this is going to be a problem. It's not. It's actually quite easy to get all the stuff out. Okay, and then this one is going to be on here. Okay, so we're going to roll those out. This moved. Okay, I think we're good. So we're just going to roll that through. Oh, come on. Let's move this a little bit closer to me. And hi, Dawn. I see you. Welcome. Okay. So then we're going to take that off. There's our shells. Yeah, that's okay. The Glass Mat Studio sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. It's because I have stuff on there. If I were to do it on the glassy glass part that's not covered with stuff, then it would come out. All right, so there is our greeting. And that is all clear. There's nothing stuck in there. And this one, it's almost clear. There we go. Using that dryer sheet just makes everything come out so smoothly. And there we go. That one is all good. And a couple things stuck in there, so I just flicked it. And then this piece, we're going to use our brush on it. Okay. And our brush, this brush. Okay. And then our stars. Now I'm going to take my stars off and put that on the sheet so I don't lose it. And come here, little guys. These are our stars. Oops, I lost one. Nope, it's stuck right there. And then we're going to take this and I'm going to take my Pampered Chef scraper and I'm just going to put this in my die trash right there because we got one more round to put in. Ooh, I threw that in there. Nope, nope, nope. All right, so we got two more things to cut really. Okay, so then we're going to, remember we did that sand. Okay, so we're going to take this die and we're going to cut our sand probably right there, I would say. That's a good spot. And then this piece right here, we're going to cut that. Now, if you want to do 2 cards, with, the 4x4, do that. I'm going to keep this piece right here and maybe use that for another project. Just don't have it designed right now. This is actually, besides making that cheat sheet that I showed in the beginning, this is the first card I've made with this set. Because it just came on Thursday. And I will be featuring this card at the event. Not this card, but this bundle. I'll be featuring this bundle at the in-person event. All right, so there's our sand. And you can use this and cut another, the opposite way. You could go this way and then have another sand piece. But I'm going to save that. And then this here is our vellum piece. Now, I'm going to use my bone folder and just lightly scrape that across, because when you put this through the die, it wants to curve the opposite way. So now I just kind of made it flat. Oh, thank you, Dawn. All right, so then now I'm going to clean off again this piece with my Pampered Chef scraper, because if I don't clean it off and I put something on it, it's going to make indentations on the next card, and I do not wish to do that. So, all right, I'm going to put that plate on, and we're just going to roll it through. And then I think we're done with this. Okay, so then now we're going to use the die brush on this piece, because it has all those little tiny holes. And you could see that they're all coming out really easily because I used that dryer sheet. And I just fold it up and use it until I notice things still stick, not sticking anymore. Or you know what I'm trying to say. Geez, words are hard. All right, and so I'm just going to make sure that everything is out of there. And then put that back on my magnetic sheet. And the stars, keep this and trash that. And then go in and get our shells out. There we go. And there's more stars. Okay, so everything's out of there. And we used all our magnets, all our dies. And they're back on the magnets, so I won't lose them. Here's all the pieces. And I'll trash this later. I don't need to pay attention to that now. Okay. All right, I'm just going to take another drink of my water. It's so nice that at 5 minutes after 7, the sun is out still. It's not pitch dark. Okay. So there's our sheet. And there's our sand. Our sand's going to go right there. See, that's pretty close. Okay, so we can add that sand. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to put that on. Just going to get the corners really well. That is going to go right there. Okay, and so then, let's see, I think we're going to attach, well, nope, we got to color some of these things a little bit. See how it's kind of curvy? Again, I'm going to take my bone folder and just kind of make it straight. It's kind of straight, right? Okay, so remember when on that cheat sheet that I showed you? Okay, so like right here, those are the indents. Right here, those are the indents. And right there, it's kind of like ears. So you can line those ears up, right? And so what I did was got my mats out, and I just colored these guys a little bit with what was left on the brushes. Okay, a little bit of white, and then a little bit. There may not be very much left on here. Oh, there's a little bit. Okay, and then a little bit on this one. Let's see. Okay, so this matches up like perfectly. Okay, this part right here. And so I am going to attach that. So I'm going to grab my other one that I have specifically marked with glue. And see, glue. And I'm going to take my little penguin from the Country Hive, and I am going to spread some glue right there. And I'm going to grab my brush. My friend Carolyn gave it to me. Hi, Karen. It's nice to see you. Okay, so this one, because we're on the glue, and just to let you know, for those of you who are joining in kind of late, I did do a flyby of a card that I designed for the event for the in-person event featuring the Moonlit Flora. Okay, so I got a little bit. There's really not a lot of color. I mean, there is color on there, but that's not a lot, okay? This is the back side of the one that we colored just a little bit ago. Okay, so there, we did that. And I am going to put a little bit of adhesive right here. Yes, I will. At the end. All right, so we're going to put this on here. This is vellum. And all right, so there we go. And so that is going to go right up here. So that's, you know, that's the reason why I said that line. It doesn't matter. We're going to cover it up. So it doesn't really matter. So that's what we're doing. So we're going to take our adhesive and put that really well on here. And we're going to go like that. I am going to be using Moonlit Flora, Help Me Grow, this one, and Delicate Dreams that I haven't gotten yet. It's on its way. It's coming. Those are my sets that I'm using for the virtual event, or sorry, for the in-person event. And Heidi and I have to talk about the virtual. I don't know exactly what we're doing. I know we're doing something different this year, or this coming up July, but I don't remember. All right. So that is our water. Isn't that cool? Alrighty. Now, I'm going to take this one and move this away because I'm finding stuff all over my desk and I don't want it to get stuck to it. Okay. Now, I'm going to take my bone folder and just kind of unwarp this a little bit. Because, you know, spraying it with a little bit of water and pouncing on it, it warped it a little bit. But you know what? So does putting it through a embossing folder. So we can deal with that. Okay, did I put my glue tip? Yep, I did. All right, so I am about to make a mess. And let's see here. If you like to make messes, this this sheet is being retired. It's on the last chance list. The grid paper that is going to be in the catalog is as big as the Glass Mat Studio. So if you like to protect your surfaces, this one is cheaper. Okay, so I'm just going to take a sheet of this and lay that forward, okay? And I am going to take the Wink of Stella and just shake, shake, shake. And I'm going to flick it. And I'm going to squeeze, whoops, until I get a good dousing of glitter. Okay. Can you see that? All that sparkly goodness. That is like so cool. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it's on the last chance list, but I don't know if it's gone. I saw it not too long ago. Okay. So it must have sold out quickly. Or I should say not too long ago, actually. Let's see. All right, so we're just going to let this dry. I mean, look at that sparkly. It's so pretty. I know I'm a dork. Yep. Okay, so that is going to dry. And, excuse me. I'm going to take another drink of water. Okay. So, let's see here. What do we need to do? We need to put dimensionals on our, well, actually, no. What did I do? I did this. Put a whole line of Stampin' Seal on there. And we're going to take this. This is linen thread, and it's in the annual catalog, and it will be moving over to the new catalog. All right, and so if it's, see how it's curly? Take your fingers, and you don't need fingernails, because I obviously don't have any, and now it's not so curly. And so I'm just going to roll that around my finger 3 times. So it's about like that. And then snip it off. Okay. Just like that. And then now, actually going to roll this back up. I put little notches in here so that I can put that back in the bag and I know where my end is so that it doesn't come running off. It drives me nuts. Okay. And then we're going to put 1, 2, and 3. Kind of putting it on there so that it doesn't come off, okay? And I'm just going to leave that with the backings on for just a little bit. And then I am going to put on my stars and my shells. Okay, so now that we're getting close to the putting together things, we're going to put this on the inside of the card. Get a nice border all the way around. So this is Azure Afternoon, and this here is Hydrangea Hue. Okay, and I'm going to use the bone folder on this and just make, give it a better crease so that it stays shut. There we go, much better. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to flip that upside down. And I'm putting extra adhesive on here because I want it to stay flat because we added water to it. Just like you would if you were to put it through an embossing folder. And attach it to our Azure Afternoon. I just laid it down and all of a sudden it wants to attach itself. It's like, try to get the corners straight first. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to flip it upside down and burnish that. So if something is not dry, I'm not going to smear it all over my fingers. Isn't that just lovely? Okay. So then we're going to stab and grab those backings. Just want to double check that we're opening the card from the proper way. And we're going to put that right up here. Okay. And then just going to put a little bit. Actually, I'm going to put that right through here. Go under. There we go. Anybody open? Here we go. And put a big shell right under there. Now this is one of the stars you can actually stamp on, but I just colored it with the ink of the In Colors. Let's see, I just want to mix up my colors so I don't. One more. Okay. And I think we're going to put that one. I'm going to put that one right under something. There we go. Right there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then the inside. There we go. Okay. So much easier to use these things than to try to okay. And okay, so then now we're going to get the Winkostella out again and color in okay, and then I'm going to color these guys in. And now I want something else. I want to put something right here. And so I think I'm going to take a shell or a star. Actually, let's see. I'm going to put that there. I shall be right back. There we go. Come on. It goes in the trash. Done with that. and adhesive. Come on. Okay. Now we'll put a little Stella on that one. Okay, then we're going to use, I'm trying to just clean up as I go and put things where they, ought to be. Okay, so we're going to take the Pearls of Beauty and use the pearls. Okay, so we're going to do 1, and then 2, and then 3, 4, and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Actually, I don't want that one there. Ooh, I see that thumbs up. Thank you. Come on, move it, move it. Trying to create a triangle. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then I'll just put that right there. Jennifer, hey, how you doing? Okay. I don't know. I'm going to stick this on here somewhere. No, let's do that right there. Come on. There we go. Right there. 1, 2, 3. I'm even decorating the inside. All right. So what do you think, guys? How you doing, Jen? I miss you. Have you signed up to be a demonstrator yet? Back up so we can go to Salt Lake City when they're coming up next in 2028. Okay, so thank you guys very much. Okay, so as you can see, there's Stella on everything. Okay, so it really didn't take very much to make this card. As I said, it will be different. The more water treatments that you sprinkle on. My first card, they were big blotches. And so, I mean, it's different. So you're going to get it different every single time you put your card together. And so this is the card that I'll be mailing out. And so if you do a thumbs up or a heart, that gets your name entered into the drawing to win this card. And if you leave a comment, that gets your name entered into the drawing to, again, win this card. And, I forgot to turn the light on. Oh, Don, you have this set. Cool. I'm going to be doing this card. Not this card. I'm using this bundle at the event. And then, okay, flyby. Do you guys want to see a flyby? Okay, so I designed this card yesterday featuring the Moonlit Flora, and it's a fun fold. And so here it comes. Okay, that is your flyby. And so again, that date that you guys want to put on your calendar is Saturday, July 18th. Now, if somebody says, let's go on vacation, you have to say, no, I'm going to a stamping event. Joy's making a cool card. So, and there'll be other cool cards there too, by Jen and Heidi and Chris. And then there's me. So, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me on a Sunday evening. I not forgot, but I just haven't had a chance to put 480 in the Instagram page. So I just want to show you what that card looks like. So this is Help Me Grow, featuring the new in color Barely Blush and the new designer series paper along with the specialty paper, and the paper that is called Lunar Luster that is available now, and that is from the March online exclusives. And so this is Help Me Grow, so that's available to you now. And so if you want to go watch that and see how it was put together, that is hashtag number 480. So I haven't had a chance to put that on yet. So hopefully soon, and then we'll put this one up. And you guys do notice that I put this in the picture and then I put the inside in the picture. So in that way on Instagram, you get to see the full card. So guys, take care, have a great week, and happy Stampin'.